Welcome to the Hypnosis NGH podcast. This podcast series offers a fun and serious look at hypnosis and offers various ideas, discuss case studies, along with NGH educational opportunities. Please note, it's important to work within your scope of practice. You can find more information about this on the NGH website at www.ngh.net under the Safe and Ethical Practice menu. The opinions or views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the NGH.
And welcome to the NGH Hypnosis Podcast. My name's Jereme Bachand. I'm the Executive Director here at the NGH. And today joining me is my colleague, Petra Frese, Board Certified Order of Braid recipient, and a good friend of mine. Welcome, Petra.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're excited to have you here. This was a pre-recording at our annual convention.
Right.
Where we celebrated our 75th anniversary. We've had a wonderful time thus far, and so I'm just so excited to be able to sit down and talk with Petra about hypnosis in general, and we're just going to have a great chat today. So Petra, what originally brought you to the profession? What got you interested in hypnosis?
Oh, we are starting tough.
The hard questions first.
You're right. By education, I'm a scientist and engineer. I hold a dual PhD in psychology, so I went the scientific route. And then life hit us hard. Our daughter got really sick at age 10. And the medical world gave up on her. They didn't have any resources left. And we took her home against medical advice, but there was nothing left to do.
Sure.
So we fought this with the end of her life, and we took her home. And I did something that I had no idea what I did. It was that motherly instinct. I talked to her and talked to the point that my husband sometimes pulled me out of the room and said, "Leave her alone. She must have a headache already." And she got better. So she's a healthy young woman now, and my scientific brain wanted to understand
So why?
what that was.
Yeah.
Exactly. What saved her life. And I did what I knew at that time. I studied like crazy, and I became a hypnotist, and I became an instructor, and I became board certified, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's always neat to find out how hypnotists got started and what drew them to the profession. And it's a very powerful tool,
It is.
hypnosis.
It is. And it was our last resort without even knowing that it was hypnosis. At that time, I didn't know. We didn't know what it was.
And that's so great.
Mhm.
That's so great. I am so happy to hear that your daughter is doing well and has overcome her obstacles that she was going through. And the power of the mind is really an amazing thing. And you coming from a scientific background, now you have the understanding of the tool and really what you were doing. Now you're like, okay, now it makes sense.
Correct. This is what it is. And this is what allows me to trust in our method. This allows me to rely and trust in the process.
Sure.
Because I know from a scientific standpoint, oh, this is how it works. This is why it works. And I know it works.
Right. Well, you heard it here. It works. Hypnosis does work, and it's a powerful tool. What type of courses do you teach at the conferences? What is your special? Do you have a specialty?
I have many. So it's hard to answer for me to pinpoint
Sure.
to one, right? What I taught at the 75th anniversary conference was two classes that I've never taught before at the NGH. Both are spiritual classes. So one was I called it the Earth Angels. So how people on Earth feel and present in different categories. It's kind of the spiritual Myers-Briggs thing, right? It helps us as hypnotists to understand our client better, faster, and to provide them with the tools and the language that helps them faster and more efficiently.
Okay.
That was the purpose, right? Giving tools to that. The other one was about building trust. Trust creates safety. Safety allows us to build trust.
It's the rapport factor, right?
Rapport effect. How this also helps in building our practice, right? For both helping our clients and also building a sustainable, solid, thriving practice that gives us joy and also pays the bills.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So when I talk to a lot of hypnotists, and I always tell them that your best way to get referrals is the results from your clients that you're working with. Absolutely. It really is.
Yes, it really is. I mean, you need the longest breath for that because it takes more time than putting something on Facebook or Meta ads, whatever that is, right? But nothing is as powerful as when a friend tells a friend,
Yes.
this is what helped me overcome XYZ.
Right. Right. So the referral factor. Now when you work with clients, is it do you work a lot with long-term clients? They come to you and they ask you probably work on different things in their lives. When they get past that first hurdle, they're like, well, you help me with this. I have this other thing.
Yes, usually this is how my practice lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We start with something that my people, I call my clients my people. I really love them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So most of them, some exceptions exist, but most of them we have a really good connection, and they come with a problem that's obvious to them, what they know they struggle with.
Right.
And most often it is when we solve that problem, more problems come to the surface. And this results in a longer relationship, right? Longer relationship. And it also empowers them, right? When they did the first step together as a team, then they think, oh my gosh, if I could solve that with your help and your methods, I might be able to tackle this huge, big problem that's standing in my way.
Yes.
And that's the reward.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's always for me, it's that feeling when I see my client get that aha moment, whether it's, even with me as a wrestling coach, working with youth sports and boosting the confidence, and you see the results immediately. And,
right?
Kids are sitting up a little taller, feeling better about themselves, and the results are totally different.
Yeah, that's so true. I even had this at the conference during my presentation. And this is so heartwarming when someone says, oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
When they have the epiphany and when they allow it to be integrated and growth happens in front of your eyes and in high speed.
Isn't it amazing? It really is.
I'm getting so excited about that.
It really is.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. So you're a certified instructor. You train new people how to become certified hypnotists. What would you say to just somebody who has interest in hypnosis? What are the benefits of learning? Even becoming a certified hypnotist, could be to help themselves or to help others. But do you see a lot of people that come to you and they're like, well, I want to learn, but I don't want to do hypnosis with others. It's more for myself.
Yeah, this is usually how it starts, right?
Yeah.
I have rarely people coming to me and say, I want to become a hypnotist. I want to open a practice. I want to make a living out of it. I want this to be my purpose in life.
Yeah.
Usually that's not the case. They come and say, I have this problem. I had back surgery and I'm still in pain. I'm looking for a method to help myself. And I want to understand the process better. So that's why I thought I would be interested in becoming a hypnotist.
Yep.
This is how it starts. And then they learn more about the method and what is possible. Right? There's no limit. I don't want to even say the sky is the limit because
Right.
there is no limit.
Right.
Right. And when they dive into this world of unimaginable change, the miracles, then they want to do more, right? First, it's for themselves.
Right.
And I get that. This is how it started for me, right? It was for our.
Sure.
And then out of a sudden, you realize you can do so much more good. And then they consider opening a practice. And as a side effect, most of my students, most of my graduates, we became friends.
Sure.
Some become lifelong friends.
Yeah.
So that's a
yeah.
side effect that you get a new
So
set of
so
friends.
you probably had many former first-time clients of yours or who were clients who are like, okay, now I want to become trained.
Right, yes. And even at this conference, in last year's conference, I encourage my students to come, and they do. Right? Initially, sometimes they do it for me, because
Yep.
Petra says, okay, let's try. And then they become loyal attendees and even
Yeah.
presenters. And it's really, it's a connection, it's a relationship,
Absolutely.
what we built. And I think this makes all the difference.
Now let's talk about conferences and in general, going to a hypnosis conference. I find that you go to different presentations on there's a full variety of presentations being offered, from spiritual to medical to general business building, practice, marketing. There's a stage hypnosis,
Yeah.
entertainment. There's so many different things. But I find that no matter what presentation you go to, you're going to get one nugget of information that sticks with you, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't think about it that way.
Yes, and it's about the mindset. I think it's about the mindset. It depends on how you go into that conference, right? If you go in with the intention, I want to learn something, you're going to learn something. And sometimes, I mean, it's rarely the case, but sometimes you go into a class and you leave with, I learned what does not sit well with me,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And it's also learning to differentiate that works for me. This is what I can bring home and share with my clients. And this is something that I feel not comfortable with. So I know I don't want to go deeper into that subject or technique.
But I also know who to refer it to.
Right? So it's always learning if
Yeah.
you come with an open mind and an open heart.
Yes. And Dr. Damon, throughout the years, he always said the NGH convention is more like a family reunion. There's the networking possibilities of going to a conference, the learning in the hallways, rather, and from the networking with new colleagues and meeting new friends or seeing old friends, because obviously we're spread out everywhere. We have worldwide. We have have representatives come from, I think, 6 or 7 different countries that are, at the 2025 convention, and we see that in previous conventions. So it is worldwide, and sometimes we don't get to see those people that often. So it's always great to see them at the conference and reconnect.
Absolutely, this is true. I came here as I still lived in Switzerland. I attended the conference.
Yes.
Flying over from
That's
Switzerland.
right. That's right.
So, and this is, I think, one part what attracts me to be a repeated person here, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that this conference is not about being seen. This conference is about connection, and I genuinely mean this, right? Most conferences advertise like that, but at some conferences it's about see and be seen.
Yes.
And this is not the case here. It's really about connection, learning from each other, supporting each other, and it's not just lip service.
Exactly.
This is what impresses me. Really.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We definitely encourage anybody who's in, even if you're interested in hypnosis and you're not certified, you know, come to the conference, check it out. I mean, it's worthwhile. Maybe you might find something that fits with you. And Petra's right. There's so many different varieties. You know, I don't do stage hypnosis or for entertainment, but I sit in on a class that's about stage hypnosis, and I'm like, well, I can use that induction in my practice, you know.
Definitely, definitely. And I really think it's worth attending because we learn and we make connections that are safe, I want to say, right?
Yes.
We are
Yes.
safe with each other and genuine, and that's what's important.
Well, you know, it's a group of like-minded people who want to help others.
Correct.
And that's what our profession's all about, and helping others, and that is really a good fulfillment in our own lives as well.
It definitely is. It's
Yes.
not just a slogan.
Yep.
People live it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you come year after year, you also witness how people unfold, how they grow, right?
Right.
People grow, their practices grow. When their practices grow, the clientele grows, right?
Yes.
This is more people they can help. There's more people we help. And that's the ripple effect. And that's what's getting me out of bed in the morning.
Now let me ask you this, Petra. Dr. Damon's vision of the separate and distinguished profession. In your eyes, have you seen hypnosis being more mainstream or more welcoming in general society? I mean, it's I know back in the early days it was like a taboo type thing.
Yeah. I see the development in the what I think right direction, right? This is what I wish and
Yes.
Dr. Damon's vision is. And I see that, and still I'm kind of impatient because still to this day, people come to me and say, "You're my last hope." And I rather would be
Your first hope.
or the second,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
If not the first,
Sure,
but
yeah.
the third, let's say, quarter of
Right.
what people attempt to seek help, and not it be the last.
And I truly believe with the work of our colleagues and fellow hypnotists of the National Guild that, you know, one day we'll see it almost like going to your regular practitioner for a yearly checkup. You know what I mean? I really do see that.
This is, I join you in that hope, right?
Yeah.
I hope we see it, maybe the
Yeah.
next generation.
Absolutely.
Would be really
The next
helpful.
chapter, the next 75 years of the
Exactly.
National Guild.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I think so. Yeah.
but I do believe that the profession is heading in the right direction.
The right
The
direction.
vibration's definitely high.
I think part of our job, yes, it's helping people directly, but it's also our responsibility to spread the word. How much good it can do. It's not invasive. It does not have unwanted side effects, and it creates miracles. Right? And when I say this to my clients, depending on what the problem is, right?
Sure, sure.
When we work with really severe illnesses, for instance, people cannot imagine when I say miracle, right? They don't really believe.
But
me.
you've seen it firsthand.
I've seen it firsthand,
Yeah.
not just once, right? And,
Yeah.
and when they look back, when we are done working, they look back and oftentimes they say, "This is our man."
Yes,
And
yes.
this makes me so happy and grateful and fulfilled.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Petra, is there anything else you want to let anybody know on our podcast before we wrap things up?
I would say trust your soul. This is one of my mottos. Trust your soul. And if you're interested in hypnosis, dive deeper.
Yes.
Don't be scared, and don't be scared that people would judge you, that you might be whatever, crazy or woo or something. Yeah, it might be a little woo. Some people call it a little woo, but if it helps, right, why not? So take the next step, check it out, find out for yourself, and just do the next step. Trust
That's
yourself.
perfect. That's perfect. And we all encourage you to do to look into hypnosis more, and maybe one day we'll see you joining us at the NGH convention. Thank you for taking your time out in your day for us, Petra. It's been a wonderful, my privilege to talk to you, and we will definitely see you next year.
Thank you, Jereme. We will.
All right. Thank you.
So there's one other thing I want to mention, and that's you can have the convention at your fingertips, or you can have the NGH at your fingertips by getting the NGH app. That's right. So if you want to download it, you can download it on Google Play or the Apple App Store. You can download the app, get it on your phone. I don't know if you can see this, if it's close enough, but the NGH app. And the great thing about it is that you can look at all the presentations that are being done at the convention. You can also see which room your presentation is in and what's up next, the whole schedule. And you can download the NGH app, and that will help you at this year's convention.